back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to guide you through the most repeated questions on characteristics of waves. With no further ado, let's get right into the video. The property that is propagated in a traveling wave is what? A. Amplitude. B. Energy. C. Wavelength. D. Frequency. You must understand that wave is a disturbance which travels through a medium, transferring energy from one point to another without causing any permanent displacement of the medium. So what that is transferred is actually energy from one medium to another. The correct answer to this question is energy, which is option B. The velocity of a sound wave at 27 degrees Celsius is 360 meters per second. Its velocity at 127 degrees Celsius is what? Option A, 120√3 meters per second. Option B, 240 meters per second. Option C, 240√3 meters per second. And option D, 720√3 meters per second. For us to solve this question, one thing that will come to our mind is this: the velocity of sound is proportional to the root of the absolute temperature. That is, V is directly proportional to root of the absolute temperature. Absolute temperature means that is temperature in Kelvin. So even in this question, temperature is given in degrees Celsius. You need to convert it to Kelvin simply by adding 273. Okay, so let's remove the proportionality sign to introduce a constant. So we have V is equals to K root of T, right? Then if I divide both sides, I have this. This cancels this, right? So this is V over root of what? The absolute temperature. Now we are comparing two different velocities with different temperatures. We have this is V1 root of T1 is equals to V2 root of T2. Is that clear? From the question, the first temperature is given as 27 degrees Celsius. That is, T1 is equal to 27 degrees Celsius. Now let's convert it to Kelvin by adding 273. I will say plus 273. That is going to give me what? 300 Kelvin, right? Okay. Then the second temperature is given us, that is T2, is given as 127 degrees Celsius plus 273 degrees Celsius, which is going to give me 400 Kelvin. Okay. Now my first velocity is given as 360 meters per second. I'm looking for the second one, which is what I am looking for. Okay. Now using this formula, V1 over root of T1 is equals to V2 over root of T2. Because we're looking for the second velocity, V2 is equals to V1 root of T2 all over what? Root of T1. So let's substitute into what we have to get our answer. We have that my V2 is equals to, what's my V1? My V1 is 360. Okay. Root of T2 is what? 400. Then we have root of what? 300. Okay. Now working it together, we have V2 is equals to 360 root of what? 400 over 300, right? This cancels this. So that is V2 is equals to 360 root 4 over root 3. By the time you remove this, this is a perfect square. We have 360 times what? 2 all over root what? 3. It's going to give us 360 multiplied by 2. So we have 720. So V2 is equals to 720 over what? Root 3. Now we cannot leave our answer in terms of root. We have to rationalize by saying root 3 over root 3, right? That is 720 root 3 over what? 3. If 3 divides 720 is going to give me what? 240 root 3 meters per second. So from what we have gotten so far, the correct option to this question is option C. You now see how I got it. We got to this point, we need to square this together to have root 400 over 300. So I can remove the 0 and 4 is a perfect square, so it comes out to be what? 2, right? Now having root 3 in the denominator is not supposed to be that way. We have to rationalize. When we rationalize, it's going to have 720 root 3 over what? 3. Divide this to give us 240 root 3, and the correct option to this question is option C. A transverse wave and a longitudinal wave traveling in the same direction in a medium differ essentially in their what? A. Amplitude. B. Direction of vibration of the particles of the medium. C. Period of vibration of the particles of the medium. And D. Frequency. For you to choose the correct option in this question, you must ask yourself, what are transverse waves? What are longitudinal waves? You must remember that transverse waves are waves that travel in a direction perpendicular to the vibration of the medium, while longitudinal waves are waves that travel in a direction parallel to the vibration of the medium. So in these two types of waves, the only thing that distinguish each of them is their direction of medium of their particle. This one, transverse moving perpendicular, while longitudinal moving what? Parallel. So the correct option to this is option what? B, which is the direction of vibration of the particles of the medium. I, they should be identical. They should originate from the same source. They should be coherent. They should be monochromatic. From the statement above, the conditions for two waves to interfere are option A, and IV only. Option B, and IV. Option C, and III only. Option D, and IV only. Now for you to pick the correct answer to this particular question, you must ask yourself, what is interference? What are the conditions for the wave to be what? To interfere. Interference means when two waves of the same frequency, wavelength and amplitude, moving in opposite direction as proposed, are made to overlap. In that condition, we can say that two waves have what? Has interfered. For example, I have this. We have this. Okay, now this is what? This is a particular wave. I'm going to use the dotted line for this second one. This is what we say to be interference. Okay, so the condition are they must be identical. Yes, that will go. They must originate from the same source, which is this. Yes, that will go. They must be coherent. They are moving in the same order. They have the same amplitude and frequency. That will also go. All right, they should be monochromatic. No, they cannot be monochromatic because they're not light waves. Okay, so all of these, the correct option to this question is option what? C, which is they should be identical, they should originate from the same source, they should be coherent. So the correct option is option C. An Air Force jet flying with a speed of 335 meters per second went past an anti-aircraft gun. How far is the aircraft 5 seconds later when the gun was fired? Option A, 838 meters. Option B, 670 meters. Option C, 1675 meters. Option D, 3350 meters. For you to solve this question, you should know that a speed is given as x, 335 meters per second. Okay, then when the anti-aircraft went past it 5 seconds later, then the time is 5 seconds. What are we looking for? We are looking for how far, and how far in physics means what? Distance. So you are looking for distance. Okay, now from this question we should know that speed is equals to distance over what? Time. If speed is distance over time, I'm going to have 335 over 1 is equals to distance over what? 5. Simply by saying cross multiply, we do cross multiply, therefore the distance is 335 multiplied by 5. Now when you multiply, it's going to give you 1675 meters, right? This question is quite simple. You just multiply it by 5 to get 1675 meters. And the correct option for what you have gotten so far is option C. If this video was able to help someone out there, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button to get notified each time I post videos. And lastly, do not forget to share so that other students that are preparing for this forthcoming exam can see it and learn from it. I will see you next time in the next one. Bye for now.